Hey guys, welcome back to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare video here on the BuzWeaver channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the latest community update news from Infinity Ward. Before we get started guys, I would like to welcome all of you who are new here to the channel, as well as all those returning visitors. Your support is greatly appreciated. So it would appear that it was a very exciting week for Infinity Ward as we see the return of Shoot House 24/7. The new same-day delivery playlist, and some new gunfight 3v3 action that is allowing us to play with a kind of new flavor to that mode. And then we have some additional news coming up for Modern Warfare. So Infinity Ward let us know that they are extending Season 1, which will now end on February the 11th, and they'll be introducing new challenges, items, more game modes, new playlist, and of course, as they say, the new sweet crossbow that we were made aware of course, from the data mining and then the Easter egg poster that was in the ground war mode. And we'll also be seeing in the next few weeks, they'll be flipping the switch on double XP weapon experience, and tier progression for all those that are still working through those tiers, like myself, for example, and just in time for Season 2, so we'll kind of have to anticipate what all's going to happen there in Season 2. And they say, speaking of experience events, that now until Monday, January the 20th, we can hop on and experience that double XP and double weapon XP. As we learned from last week's community update, and now we're seeing it here being mentioned in this community news, the first developer diary blog with their cinematic lead Jeff Nagus is going to be released. Now, I've experienced these sorts of blogs or development type news type things in alphas and betas, and I'm really hoping that Infinity Ward can pull something like this off, because what ends up happening is that the development teams get bogged down with work in the game and going on with their continued strategies and tactics to develop the game, that the blogs and those kind of daily type mentions really just kind of peter out. So I'm hoping with Infinity Ward we'll be able to get those diary blogs consistently. In some recent updates as well as patch release information, we've seen the team talk about the Trello board. Now, I didn't mention it last week, but I do want to this week because the team is now reiterating it again. If you guys aren't familiar with what the Trello board is, it's basically a platform that I've seen development teams use. So it's kind of a cross between like a Twitter and a Facebook. And basically what they do is they give us kind of inside information as to what the team is doing. So they'll have these various columns with certain titles, which will kind of outline what the teams are doing in the different departments and things of that nature. So if you guys think you'd be interested in seeing that level of information, and I think a lot of it is because, like, in years past, of course, we might only get information from a development team once a week, twice a week, or something, very nominal in comparison to today, where we live in an information age of constant flow of information. And so the Trello board is just going to give people the ability to kind of see a day-by-day, step-by-step process that development team is going through. So it kind of, provides the community with a level of inclusion. But what I'll do is when I link the information about the community news, you guys can go through it, and then there'll be a link there to the Trello board. I'm sure you guys are very aware of the brush fires there in Australia, and in an effort to help provide relief towards the devastating effects, the team has donated 100% of its Activision net proceeds from each purchase of the Outback bundle. So if you guys went into the store and purchased that particular bundle, then all those proceeds are going to that effort. They even went in and just kind of renamed it Outback Relief Pack. So they're doing this across all the platforms through till January the 31st. If you're still very active within the community itself, particularly on social media, whether that's Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, or here on YouTube, then you're probably aware that many of the community members are talking a lot about skill-based matchmaking now, and that seems to be kind of the front and center point of topic. I don't see the minimap mentioned that often, as I think people have just kind of conceded to the fact that this is the minimap we're going to have unless a team, addresses it in a later date. But for now, people seem to be getting used to the diamonds on the compass. Also, with the adjustment of footsteps, that doesn't seem to be as more of a prominent argument. Although, having played a lot this week, I'd have to say that you know, the Footsteps still presents its own issues, but I also play Battlefield, and we can hear the jangle of gear and footsteps there as well. But maybe it's just something that the community isn't entirely used to, and it was just kind of a point that they wanted to stress to the development team, that footsteps were a bit loud. But there is so much ambient noise in the game that footsteps can be kind of nominal or even innocuous at times. But nonetheless, it seems to be the community is still going along and getting along. I do see a lot of my fellow creators covering World War II or Call of Duty World War II a little bit more often, but they are still playing the regular game. And then, of course, you have like its own faction of players within Ground War, where a lot of players that have kind of adopted the new larger maps and 64-player style, which is new to Call of Duty and what brought me to it. But it is kind of interesting to see the community kind of tempering out and kind of settling down. So you'll have to let me know if you're playing a different Call of Duty and or if you're just sticking it out here on Modern Warfare. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this look at the latest community news and update. I would encourage you now to click that like button, as your support of the channel is greatly appreciated. And of course, we have the obligatory icon appearing right there on the screen for those of you on YouTube. You can also select notifications. Those of you who are on BitChute and D2, be sure to give me a follow there as well. This way, you guys will have all the latest information out of Call of Duty Modern Warfare.